Greetings and welcome back to Sosogi. I've done a lot of work in the process since last we've met. I have two buildings that we unlocked, right? We unlocked the Tanner's building, we also unlocked the Smithy, and I have a few things that I've already queued up. I just wanted to have you see them so you knew that they were placed, and I didn't want you to have to watch us build since there isn't really a fast build option yet. Now, something that's a creature comfort that I want to suggest to you after you've built your buildings, and by the way, where you find them, remember you have to have your hammer out. You go right click and then you go to your buildings, and these are going to be under production. So for this is the smithy, and this was also our tailor workshop, sorry for saying tanner. Now, one of the buildings that doesn't immediately spawn up that you need to add, you're going to add this workbench and then you need this tanning vat. To do that, you're going to right click with your hammer, and then you're going to go to furniture, and then you're going to go to your production building furniture, and then find the tailor furniture, the tailor's workshop. And then we're looking for the tanning vat. That costs a lot of clay and a lot of stone. Place it wherever you feel appropriate, and then start building it. You'll remember there was a time where I said I'm going to gather up a bunch of this clay, and I'll use it later. This is exactly when that paid off. Another thing that I think really helps out as a creature comfort in these types of buildings is adding a... hey, Siri. Is adding a general access to your storage. That allows me to access my general storage for the entire village, so I can get at things that I need, such as, the furs. It doesn't allow me to get at bark, which is going to be important, and we can add that in time. I didn't add it because I didn't have logs here at the time, so I didn't bother right away. So what I would do is go into furniture, dynasty storage furniture. The general storage is the top one. I'm going to eventually have a dynasty wood storage just because I like the idea of having easy access to those supplies. We'll put it there just because. It'll take a lot of logs, 6 logs, and then we'll be good to go. Now, you'll see that there's a charcoal kiln out here. Inside this building, I added a general storage, but I also added the Dynasty armor storage. Same story where it's a right click to furniture, it's a Dynasty storage, and then it's this one with the weapons icons. I think this is handy because you're going to produce a lot of weapons in here. You might as well have a quick way to drop them off. And the same thought here with the Dynasty storage where, hey, this is where I get my iron from and all the other supplies so that I can build. Okay, now the charcoal kiln isn't necessary yet. You can build the charcoal kiln in here, and I want to tell you right now that that's not the move to make, unless you like it for the effect. You can build a charcoal kiln inside here. Yeah, that's true, and it can be like that. Charcoal kilns are better suited outside. They count as village furniture. So if you go to village structures, there's a charcoal kiln right here. I would just have this out here, and then you can build it off the grid of the building itself. You will need, furniture-wise, for here, production facilities, and up to smithy, you are going to want to have the Tatara, the furnace, but we aren't there yet. We haven't unlocked the tech. We have a number of things we need to do. The first thing we have to do is get farming online. In order to do that, you're going to plant some land fields, and you're going to plant some water fields. And I've already gathered my items up. We want to check our inventory. I have a bit of clay and a lot of stone. It takes clay and stone to do water. So to make a water plot, you need clay and stone. To make a land plot, it takes sticks. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to this area. This will be my designated crop area. In the future, we will build a new village, and we aren't going to probably use this space for farming. But I do need somewhere, and I like the look of it here. We'll go to village structures with our hammer out. We'll go to farming. Then we're going to go to water fields. I like the water field in this area. You don't have to build a big field for this first quest. You honestly really don't have to. So saving yourself time is probably the best. I'm going to do a grid of 6. I think that gets us enough. Well, we don't want to be under. So we'll do a grid that is 3 by 3. That's a 9. And then over here, we'll build a land field. Oh, again, so it's right clicking with the hammer. Village structures, farming, this time land field. And then when you click it, you left click one time. It allows you to start forming the grid, and then you move until it's the size you want. You should be able to see the spacings. There we are. The tools that you're going to need here to do this. You need a hoe, and you need the bags of seed. Now you'll recall that we already got the bags of seed and I placed them on these inventory slots here, but I don't have a hoe yet. That's a problem. When you build your tailor's hut, my suggestion is that you immediately start throwing some things into there to get it cooking up. You need fur, you need bark, you need water. I have only 4 leather already. You can see that the progress is pretty slow, and you will likely need leather for a lot of the things that you plan on building with iron. We'll retrieve it by doing F. And we also have another quest we have to do, right? We have to make that bow for a hunting quest, which we will do. since we are here, we need axes for Andong. We're going to start out, let's get the iron hoe done. We need planks and iron ore. Fantastic, that's easy. Apparently we're just going to smash them together. We don't even need the, I thought we would need the plant fiber to put it together. Now Andong told us that we need to make iron axes, so we're going to press F to craft more. We have straw for this one that'll hold them together. We needed 5, but we're here and we have a lot of materials. I say we make a couple extra for our village. I also want to be sure I have a little, well, I have plenty of iron, we can get more. I'd like to get these done so we have extra on hand. While we're here, we're also going to, just because of creature comfort, I think it's time to make a kama. Now, do I want an iron axe for me? Of course. We will want a chisel at some point. We're not at the point in the game where we need it. There we go. Now we have a lot of the tools that we'll need. So we'll put this into one of our hotbar slots so it's not taken out of our inventory. Same thing with the kama. Kama is for cutting things down. The adze is just sitting on our person and is no longer necessary. That goes into a general storage. That being the case, let's put the adze in here. Now I made 5 axes, which means I have 2 that I can spare and 1 that can stay with me. The axes will stay together for a longer while since they're made of iron. That's handy, but it's not perfect, so don't expect them to last a ton of time. Once we get to steel, we'll be quite happy. One of our other quests asks us to make a half bow. Looks like we've drained ourselves of planks. Let's go get that last plank. From there, we'll be able to run off and do that quest. We also have to think about our farming, and I do want to suggest to you, oh no, let's get rid of this. We don't need to be carrying, oh, yeah, we don't need to carry that around. The bamboo I should keep on hand just in case of this. It looks like we do need more trees. It's a stone axe sitting there. How far until it's done? We have a ways to go, so let's use up this axe. We get a couple of logs out of here, and then we'll head back over, completing this quest. Honestly, I think I should have planted my fields first, but I do have to make a couple of things, and I want to show you those last items. So before you can get too far into the farming, you do need to have a bucket. We are not going to end up with fertilizer just yet because I don't have enough rot, and I'll show you how that works. I put some gobo in my inventory here, and you see it has a fresh time of 28. We are waiting for that to drain down. You'll also notice that I have a bunch of water in my inventory from last time when I pulled the water out of the well. And I still have a bunch of buckets. Now, it's convenient that I have those things because what's going to happen here is I'm going to go into work table. I'm going to click on the 3 dots to go to the next menu. And I'm going to get a water bucket that allows us to water our fields. And that's going to be a vital thing that we need. We have our logs. I just about forgot to make the planks here. Planks are really important, so we'll build a couple stacks. Let's go find out whether I forgot something else for that bow as I was in a hurry to get that set up. There's our half bow. Takes leather, bamboo, planks, and straw. Perfect. Now we can go on the hunt. Let us switch out our bows because this short bow is no longer worthwhile. It's worth noting that in here, I think it'd be a great idea for us to have a storage. Since we are going to be building a number of bows, why would we not have this storage just sitting in here? And this is just me showing you how this works. We put in here, there we go. And then we can drop this bow into here, and it has a purpose. It now counts as protection for our villagers. Wouldn't be bad to finish the charcoal kiln, but honestly, it's not a thing that we need to do right now. So let us farm. When you farm, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to have your hoe, and you're going to cultivate the ground. It is time for us to not use the comma. Instead, we want the watering bucket available, so all of my supplies are on there. Let's start with a land field. It's right here. And like I said, we need to start with a hoe. You cultivate it first, and then you'll notice that a change to texture shows up. So now we have a change in the color. That is awesome. So that gives you a visual cue that we are definitely set to go. And then what's going to happen is, unlike other games that you may have played, aka Medieval Dynasty, which some of you may be joining my playthrough right now, the reboot that we are in. Unlike some of those games, this one progresses throughout the this one just happens and progresses on a kind of like a speeding and filling bar. So we'll see that idea. So I planted the millet, and you see, there it is. It says can be fertilized, watered. So we have to fertilize it. Well, we don't have to fertilize it, pardon that. We have to water it. It will not grow without watering. What's handy is that if it rains, that counts as watering. So if you happen to be sitting around, and look at me forgetting all my quick bar slots. There we go. We are watering. Splashing the water down. Listen to all that. Conveniently, and I love that they did this in the update, they do have it change color, which really helps to just make sure you can see that you're doing the right thing. And that you didn't miss a spot. I've definitely missed spots. Now you'll see that it is actually going, right? We have a bar over here. You can see the arrow on the right-hand side. That is the progression. You'll see there's only one arrow on that. It's going slow for now. Okay, here we are here. We do not need to water at our water field. We don't need to use anything to make the water wetter, right? We wouldn't need to do that. We are set for that. So when we plant the seeds, it's just going to already start going. Cultivating first, of course. And then it's rice that we're doing here. The comma is for these two fields. When we're harvesting, the comma allows us to harvest multiple things at the same time. One swipe takes out any grass-like item and puts it straight to your inventory. Rice is helpful for a lot of the food recipes that are going to feed our villagers. There we go. Look at that. We're set. Now we have our fields sitting pretty. We have a problem, or at least I have a problem in my playthrough here, which is that I cannot build, and we'll go to village structures, we'll go to farming, and this. I can't build the composting workstation. I'm going to place it just so we have it done, but I'm not going to be able to finish the thing. I have the sticks, I have the planks, I don't have the rot, and that's what we have the gobo sitting on our inventory, just waiting. So right now, how do we have? We have a perish time of 27. Well, that's going to be a while. We're going to go turn in some quests, and we're going to go do some things. Let's get these arrows together so they can all stacked up. Only 8 arrows is not feeling like enough. So what I'm going to do is we're going to see if we can find a quick bird's nest to get us some more feathers and go build some more arrows. I wouldn't mind having a few logs on hand so that we can actually take care of things in the future. We don't have any food on us. We'll do that next. That way our bar is filling up. Hey, look at that. It's raining. How convenient. You also notice that I got a feather from taking down the tree. So it is a source of feathers. Is it the source of feathers? I'd say no. It is definitely a slow source of feathers. But if you are chopping down trees, it is nice to note that you get something for it. I could have swore that there was a nest over in this area. So we'll harvest the nest. That'll give us 3 more feathers. Not bad. Not the greatest. I was hoping for more, but it's not bad. We want a number of arrows for this quest, since in this quest we are going to have to shoot down a lot of boar. Our fields are just going to grow. As I go about and I think about finding that next nest, look at that. It is progressing slow. You see the bar is only slightly filling up. The fertilizer would help a great deal. Again, same story there. The fertilizer gives us our second arrow rising. If you assign a villager to it, they will tend it and make it work, but they don't produce until the end of the season. Alright, with that, we have logs on us, we have general storage stuff, we need to drop things off. It is time to think about just dropping things into here. I am going to hold down E to transfer all, just so it's all gone. Except, of course, for making my arrows that I just about spaced out on. In the general storage, we're going to drop off our iron and our clay, since they are not very important for us right now. And we only need 8 stone, so I'll trade this for this. We only need 8 stone because I only have 8 stone I can use. Keep the torch with me. The comma will end up back in my inventory slot. Speaking of which, this is not necessary, so we'll toss that into there. And the watering bucket can stay. Now we're in a good spot. I am carrying some water in my inventory, which is a little pointless. So we'll bring it over to here, and we'll drop it into this spot. I'm limited only by what I can carry based upon number of slots. So it'd be nice just to do that and have that done. Arrows are what we're going to do now, so we have plenty, and that we don't have any risk of having ourselves run out. 16 arrows will do just fine. The first quest that's worth doing is probably the hunting quest, since night is going to fall. You can talk to Andong in the village anytime, so it is kind of worthwhile to take advantage of daylight when we have it. With that, I'm going to put this, well, actually I'm going to wait. I'm going to let this stone axe be worn out and be used. Let's fast travel though, because there's no point in us wasting time going overland. We don't have to. It's also time to eat. So we'll eat a bit, get our bar restocked. Let's take out our bow. Okay, we know where we're at, and it's time to fast travel. It will cost you money, but it's worth it. And Segi is where our hunting quest is. Now, let's find our friend who told us we needed to make a bow. You go ahead and check out this new bow that I happen to know how to make. I have the bow, I made it myself. Show me. Are you happy with the result? Yeah. Oh, if we are comfortable, if you're comfortable together, who am I to stand between you? Aw. Go ahead, enjoy yourself. Like an old lord, have a drink with the hunters. And a friendly tip, since you're an outsider, our headman has a weakness for gifts. He'll let you know what he wants. And then it automatically, it did a, it's loaded, the fact, it's loaded us to be able to do the quest now. Oh, I didn't build a shovel, and I was going to steal a lot of these logs. I do appreciate how they look in the environment, but I also want them gone for reasons that are me being like, I don't even know, OCD of taking up those logs. Get those stumps cleared. Let's go find our quest. See what we can do for hunting. Oh, here we go. Gather some eggs. Actually, we'll take the nest while we're at it. Only 2 feathers. Oh, boo. Oh, we're going to capture a boar, perhaps? Okay, friend. Can I join in? Of course. Have a drink. Enjoy yourself. Ah, but what about the boars? You're not sitting by a campfire? They probably went to have a drink or two. It's around here somewhere. Get him, why don't you? Oh, I get it. So y'all don't actually care about the hunting, do ya? Alrighty, let's actively follow this particular quest. So click on that, and it's looking like we just need to get 2 boars. Well then, you know, that's handy. We've already done that, right? We've been here, and I believe we've taken out a couple boars. In this game, the boars are not bad. The trick with them is just keeping your distance and getting a couple good shots in and be good to go. Obviously taking advantage of the fact that it shows you where your arrows are going to fly. Gotcha. You were on the go. And I find that if you can line a shot up quick, you can do a couple quick shots out and get it taken down with pretty good efficiency. Oh, that's not it. We're not going to be hoeing these things apart, are we? Now, I don't recall. We'll see. If I skin this, do I get my arrows back? I just collected 1. Not bad. Let's see here. Do we get our arrow back? We did not get our arrow back. It's possible that that's just because our arrow is broken. Let's take that. Somewhere out here there's a boar. I can hear it, but I can't see it. There we are. Well, we only needed to get 2, but we're out here. And meat is worth having on hand. And it's also worth noting that we need to have more fur on hand to make leather. So unlike Medieval Dynasty, you are not going to be getting leather directly from your critters. You have to go through the middle process. You have to actually craft it in a village workstation. Now, can you have your villagers do it? Sure, but it kind of just passively happens over time. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not really worth it. Better off just letting it happen and having you be in charge. I'm doing this because I want the arrows. We have 7 feathers so far. We'll get some more here. Now those nests, I'm pretty sure don't come back, but it's going to be alright. There's a whole lot of land here in this game. A whole lot of areas that we can explore. We have a number of quests to finish, so let's just get this turned in. Let's complete it and move. Oh, dear me. Flying arrow. I'll take it. Auspicious. Let's see here. Gonna be trouble if I can have flying arrows everywhere. We'll have to see how that works out for us. Up here we go. That's a pretty tree right there. Nice bend on it. Aha! Hope you guys have had fun. Got all the boars. Have a good day. Wait, what? I've killed some boars. Easier than it seems, huh? Getting hungry with all this talk. You got it. Ah, she would season meat like no one else to taste. I'll give you pointers. It doesn't seem difficult. Now, don't compare yourself to her. Just look what you did. Now I'm even hungrier. Oh, okay, I'll be glad to offer some wild meat for the just hunted. Now that is something. Everyone here, newcomer, knows to show respect. Look at this, all you learn. I'm pointing my indie fingers. Yes, where was I? Ah, yes, thank you. You're a decent sort. I won't take your food. Instead, I'll give you mine. And some sake to wash it down with. Kanpai. For fruitful cooperation. That is. Now with friends, can we get to business? Let's test this cooperation. Ooh. There's a man I thought I could trust with my life, but the bladed snake sold our secret to a neighboring clan. I feel bad for him, but the trader needs to get what's coming to him. Oh dear. Bring him to me. I'll make him squeal. Wonder if he'll sound like the boars. Oh. Wonder if I'll find him. Where was he last seen? He was setting off in the direction of Injurumura, the outlaw camp. Not the brightest choice. He can't have gone far. You'll probably find him hiding in the hills. That's a great hint. And by the way, when I did this quest before, I definitely have played this through before, and I definitely missed him the first time through. And then when I was walking back from the village, being all just like, ah, dang, I'm never going to finish this quest. It's just going to be sitting here in the background the whole time. What's going on? It turns out I ended up walking back and seeing this neat little area I wanted to explore. And of course, there's the guy. I don't think I needed to collect those eggs first. I think if you just hold down E, you gather the whole darn thing up. Let's try that next time around. We're in an area with boars. Here we are. Here's a nest. Let's hold it down. Nope. You do have to collect all the eggs first, and then you harvest the nest. I probably should have my bow out. You never know what's going to happen. I do appreciate it warns you you're in the quest area, so now you have to find things. It's not just going to tell you where he is. But it is not hard to find him, honestly. And at this point, if you want to fast forward so you get away from the spoilers, please do. Just skip ahead, and I'll have a marker in here that says on to the next quest. You can just jump on to the next quest line, which will be Iwasaki, I believe. Now, where are we? Where's the river? Uh-oh. You may have a little time ahead of you here anyway. The trick that we need to do is we need to find where the river is here. There we are. Let's go this way. The river has a great little hiding spot in it. He said in the hills. This is kind of where we're supposed to gather for the hills. And there's a little river. And then what you may notice is this is pretty little area and beautiful flowers. And we look back here and we go, ah, those rocks are lit up a little bit. I definitely saw it better at night, and there he is. Here's our friend who's been running away, and let's talk to you. I know you're a spy from neighboring clans. By the gods, how did you? And they cheated me. He's saying his kid was dying. They told me I could save him. I believed him, but he was foolish. I didn't know they were spies, and I didn't know I was revealing secrets. Oh no. Please, you don't know what you're going to do, or what they're going to do to me in the village. They're the cruel. Please. Alright, I'm going to let you be. Oh, we don't have to... Yeah, I want to let him be. I want him to go free. You have to disappear. I understand. Yeah, I promise you saved me. Yes, let's let you go free. There's no reason for them to hurt you any more than you've already been hurt at this point. With this, we're going to head back. And I feel our character would have done that. He wouldn't stand for the bandits who are creating this cabal of working together and spying on one another and taking from other villages and then taking advantage of a man in a vulnerable position. Is not right. Ah, we have a campfire down here. Now this is either a refugee or a fight. Or an empty campfire. Interesting. That is just an empty campfire. That's a rare sight. I do appreciate we kind of have some dramatic imagery here where we've got the storm as we come back to this confrontation. I want to leave that nest. I know you're seeing it and you're going, you could have taken that nest. We have a lot. I think we're good. Could probably have gotten some deer, but it's getting late in the day, and I don't want it to be too dark when we finish things up. Alrighty, I'm here about the trader. I'm going to say he escaped, because if I say he's dead, they're going to expect a body. Oh, now get lost. Hope you're a failure, not a traitor. Now get lost. You got it. You won't see much of me, and if you do, you'll see a lot of me when things get fixed in this area, because I'm not going to stand for the way you all are running the place. So for our character, I think this would be his strong sense of justice would be kicking in here, where There's no way we're going to let a man be taken advantage of. And it's starting to feel like Segi is actually run by bandits. Alright, I'm not getting good shots on this deer over here. Now we do need that stamina bar back up. Here we go. When they're injured, they're easier to track down. Uh-oh. Oh, dear me. Haha, dear me. Let's go up to here. Now we're starting to get into the thicket. Got you, and then one more should do it. Alright, get our knife out. Get a quick harvest. It's worth it because I have 45 meat now, which is good for selling and good for trading as well. Now, with this, we do have a quest to turn in up here. And then we have some fast traveling to do. We have to go back to Andong, and we got to let him know that we have the axes for him. We need to figure out what he's up to. Okay, you, sir. Let's have you talk. I was told to capture the traitor. Yajiro is misguided, but not a traitor. His baby son was ill and had no way of recovery. They promised him a miracle in exchange for help. The kid died, of course, but he was desperate enough. What would you do? Already did. I let him go. Oh no! You did the right thing. What would he say? I told him he ran away. He's not impressed. Don't worry. Most people understand and appreciate what you did. Of course. Of course. Now, it is dark, so we're going to wrap up this quest. I'll get you to Andong, and we'll call that one it. Looking on the map, I can see that our green arrow is here. We don't have a way to get a potion to turn this up, so I apologize. We're going to Iwasaki. Let's get there. Let's find Andong. Maybe it'll be nice to see a little bit of the environment at night. So some of this is pretty to see at night, the lit up areas with the paper lanterns. Andong, here are the axes you asked for. Thank you, and I finished the armor. I will go to the merchant quickly. It worked, I sold it, and he accepted the money. I'm free. My head is reeling, I don't know what to do. What do you mean? I was sure what to do, but then I saw Nake. He's a slave here and became free, then he decided to stay. It's war everywhere else, and here we're safe. You earn a living, perhaps it's better after all. Honestly, I don't want this. Having this guy try to find his sweetheart, I feel like our character knows better. She's gone, and if not, she may have found something else, and he may have his heart broken if she's moved on, and he hasn't. Staying here is the safer bet. He's a master smith, and we're going to need it in our effort to keep this place ready to rise against the local lords. So I'm going to have him stay in the village. It makes sense. I'll follow your advice. And thank you for your help. Keep this Hashigaru as a token of respect. I made it time ago. It's not fancy, but it'll keep you safe. And look at that. Now we can be armored up. We'll have to check it out in a more appropriate weather and time frame. Oh, actually, here we are. We're under the light. And look at us go. With that, it is dark out, and it is almost impossible for you to see what's going on. So it is time for me to just say thank you for joining me and head out. I will bring us back to Sosogi. And by the way, if you're wondering and you're saying, oh, learn about Iwasaki by villagers, optional. Ask Sarube about ironworking. We didn't finish that yet, and we're here. Alright, I do have to get up there, and I have to get that going. So with that, I will just say I'm sorry for the lighting. It's going to be dark. You're not going to be able to see a ton of this. I do think that maybe the lit path is going to be a gorgeous thing to see. I do love, again, the big thing that I see for this game, and what I'm looking forward to in due time, is making really beautiful lit up villages. I'm really hoping we get to build walls like this at some point. I want to see that. That'll be a huge thing. And these paper dividers, oh my goodness, these paper wall dividers, absolutely. Let's talk to you. I see I'm speaking to a person of importance. Flattery does not work on me. I have no false modesty. You go on. I'm a refugee like many others. Oh, you want help? I'm starting to like you. I welcome refugees with all my heart as long as they bring profit. Ah, it's for the common good. Without my iron, there'd be no peasant kingdom, no plows for farmers, no axes for woodmen. For now, I have looked after this village for decades, and I started as a naive young man in a fishery role, and for a lord. Ah, you're working under a previous lord. I'm not sure I like you already. I have since then learned to be more careful about doing others' biddings, and when the second Iki came and the people of Valley united against the Shungdono, I understood some of the rebels' arguments were reasonable. I'm here to learn something about metallurgy. Let's get to the point. I'm not sure I respect this man. Respect for what you're trying to do, but it doesn't mean I'll share my trade secrets. I want to cooperate with you. A noble sentiment, but if you want to be a leader, you have to understand one thing. A man of business has to be cautious. I'm not a worker or a slave like Andong, who can't stop blabbering about such matters. In the meantime, please share a meal with me. It's a pleasure. And we'll dime with this ambitious upcomer. Alrighty. So now we go and we check our quests. I believe that counts as the end of it. Since I'd already completed Andong, the part of the quest for Andong, then we moved on already. So I happened to do things out of order where I did the axes already, and then you'd talk to this guy first, and then he'd tell you about freeing or talking to Andong because he's a master worker, an iron worker, and then it would set you off on the quest to complete this. Now, it is too dark for you to see anything. Let's just have a nice little overlook, and with that, close it out. Now, also, I do want to make note, this is a cage built for humans. This village, oh, it's no good. We need to do something to free the people, that's for sure. And I'd love it if that's a part of the future storyline. So with that, I'll say thank you for joining me. I'm going to head back to the village, and there I'm going to just wrap up a couple things and maybe start on a house so we can have more people in our village in due time. Next time, we'll finish up the quest for Aratani, and that will be it. We'll then talk to the abbot in the monastery, and we'll probably try to get a small project done. Thanks for joining me. I'm grateful for you taking the time to be here. Take care. Till next time.